Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we're super happy to have you here. And if you've been listening and enjoying for a while, I would be super grateful if you would please take a moment to give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It's one of the best and simplest ways to pay it forward and help others find the show so that they too can tap into the powerful perspectives and positive vibrations we are collectively emanating. The other unique and magical way to share this show is by sending any friends you think would benefit from listening to this podcast our Game with the Universe link at positivehead.com/game. Also listed in the show notes, which will serve them up a quote-unquote random episode when they click it. Just instruct them before clicking the link to close their eyes for a moment and sincerely ask the universe to cue up the episode that contains the insight and perspectives that they most need to hear at this point in their life journey, and then click to listen to whatever episode is synchronistically served up to them. I have heard time and time again from people about the incredible results they received playing the game. So just tell your friends magical results are guaranteed or their karma back.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome one and all. I am super grateful that you've joined me on this magical today. And today, I thought I'd share with you a video clip that I found from one of my new favorite YouTube channels called Navajo Traditional Teachings. And the grandfather on this channel shares so much valuable knowledge, so many teachings, and lots of stories. And the clip I found that I want to share with you today is called One of the Most Sacred Native American Navajo Teachings, Not What You Think. And when I listened to it, what I heard was the advice that I hear from people's higher selves all of the time. I do QHHT sessions, which are Dolores Cannon's method of hypnosis. And each and every client that I talk to their higher self gives pretty much on cue the same types of messages, conceptually the same types of simple messages. And this is exactly what this sacred teaching is. And so I wanted to share this with you today. So take a listen.
In the traditional teaching of our Dene, there are some teachings that are considered very sacred because those teachings are the ones that we have to learn in this world so that we can learn how to be among the holy people, to be able to stand and walk with the holy people and to be able to sit with the holy people. And so those are considered very sacred teachings. And they are contained in the ceremonial songs and ceremonial prayers and the actual performing of the ceremony itself. And these teachings are generally revealed in the sweat lodge. And so when you learn the songs and prayers, you kind of learn and understand how important this particular teaching is about learning. This is the third world. And in this existence is where we learn everything that we need to know in our spirit form and in our physical form when they are combined. From the very first time that we enter this life as an infant, we let out a cry. And from that point on, we begin the process of learning. We learn how to stand or to sit. We learn how to crawl. We learn how to walk. And all these different physical abilities have to be learned. And we learn how to eat food, and we learn how to drink water. But we also learn that we use the 5 physical senses of sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing to learn the things that we need to learn here in this life. And so the most important thing to be learned, of course, is the spiritual aspect of our existence and our relationship with the holy people. Those are the first things to learn. And then to understand that the way that we learn is nsahakes, oho ah, bansahakes is the way that they tell us. And then after you have thought about it and you use your thinking process, then you do what it is that you learn, or you learn to do what you're trying to learn. Just is to say, you work at it. And the eventual outcome of that is that you develop skills. Sometimes the skills might be good and useful, and sometimes those skills might not be useful at all. And the teachings of our Dene is ohos ah, idahos ah. It means learn, learn. And then the second part of that is bansa kesot ebaho ah. You have to think about it. Arochi, which is to do it. And the teaching with all of that particular concept and process is that you think about the things you want to learn, and when you think about it, then you do it. And when you do it, then you try to make it a habit. So when we're young, we learn how to take care of animals. We learn how to take care of ourselves. Ata aholia is what they tell us. And then you have to learn how to take care of other things in your environment. So the teachings are always continuous. And the third world is a place to learn how to control what you think about and so on. And so the lessons and the teachings of sacred things is that these things must be learned so that we can be among the holy people, so we can stand with them and sit with them and be with them. And we cannot do that if we don't learn the good things in life. So when we do things, it is to do good things, to do it in the right way, and to do it for the right purposes, and to be able to learn them in the proper season of our life. There are 4 seasons of our existence, which is infancy, adolescent, adult, and old age. And each of those seasons of the year, we have to learn certain things in our learning process. It is very important when children are very young and they are just getting into learning very basic things. But see, is what they say. They say that their brain is very soft and it's still very delicate. And so it is that we cannot teach them things that they cannot understand or that they cannot comprehend. And so it is that we are told to avoid teaching children things that they don't need to know, that in the proper season they will learn and they will be able to use those things in their life. But we cannot teach them things that would rob them of their innocence. And that's very serious in the eyes of the old people, is to teach children things that are to be learned by children, and then also things to be learned by the adolescents. Those are the things that we have to teach. And then, of course, you have to know that when you become an adult, there are certain things that you must know and you must have learned. But the learning process is the thinking and the doing, and then probably to understand in modern terms to form habits. Habits are very important. You can have good habits or you can have bad habits. And bad habits tend to destroy us and to destroy our families and to destroy our lives and to destroy all kinds of things. And so those are the bad habits. The good habits are the ones that are what define us as an individual. This is our character, the habits that we have. There's no exception. Habits are our character. And we are told that our character is our destiny. And that's to return to the holy people and to be able to sit with them and to stand with them and to be among them. And so the sacred teaching of our people, one of the most sacred teachings is that of learning to do good things, to learn them in the right way for the right reason in the right season, to be able to stand with the holy people, to sit among the holy people, and to be with the holy people. And that's why it's considered to be a very sacred teaching. And those are the things that we are told.
Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a minute to tell you about the exclusive Dream Builder live virtual event from January 27th to 29th. If all it took was 3 short days to turn your life around, would you feel and have the courage to do so? If so, then you won't want to miss best-selling author Mary Morrissey and her team of all-stars who will show you how to break all the rules, feel more confident, and set yourself up for enormous abundance. You'll discover how to build a new, supremely confident you in 3 short days. Super powerful beyond what you dreamed possible. Learn how to rewire your subconscious mind with tools of spiritual manifestation, raising your vibration so powerfully that life rearranges itself to help your dreams come true. Plus, you'll discover the #1 secret to achieving the fabulous new life you and everyone deserves, so you can enjoy more happiness, more wealth, more joy in every area of your life. Go to bti.com/positive and register for your free tickets with a reimbursable deposit today.
What I love about Native teachings are that they have come down from the Star People. The ancients, the ancient natives, they talked to their ancient relatives, their star ancestors, whether it was in their mind or even maybe in the physical in our ancient past. But these teachings came down from the stars. And the way they have been interpreted and transmitted throughout the centuries, it is always the same simple message. No matter how you look at it, it's always told differently, but the same simple message. We are here to learn. We are here to grow and to experience. And all of this is so that we can go back and be with the Creator again, back to where we came from, to sit with the holy people. This is exactly what they're talking about, to evolve ourselves, to sit in a higher vibrational level, to go to that next level where we are growing and learning and evolving. This is the whole purpose and goal of this planet. And in order to go and sit with the holy people, to return back to source, and of course, this happens incrementally, and that we will sit with all sorts of different kinds of holy people on the way, whether that is our spirit guides or multidimensional or extra-dimensional entities, other planetary entities, higher dimensional aspects of ourself, those beings who are closer and closer to source. We will incrementally do this as our souls evolve. And so this earth plane, this 3D world, this is the world where we're learning to do this, to make these choices as to which path we want to follow. Do we want to make these good choices so that we can be good, that our character is good, so that we can sit in these high vibrations? Are these the choices that we're making here in our experience? And so we come here and we get to learn all of these things. And we get to learn all of these things in these different stages of our existence here. Like he said, the 4 stages. And this number 4, of course, is a very sacred number. It relates to the 4 directions of our existence here on Earth. Our infancy, adolescence, adult stage, and our old age. And the learning that is appropriate for all of these different stages is different. And I am told this by higher selves consistently on a regular basis. And just like he said that you cannot teach the young ones things that they cannot comprehend, that they need to learn in their proper season because you don't want to rob them of their innocence, our higher aspects feel the same way about us. We are babies to them. We are these little infants, these little children playing around in this big sandbox, throwing sand at each other and getting sand in our eyes and getting all mad at each other. And really, we can't see outside of the sandbox, but they can. And they treat us like they're children. And they know that we can only handle so much. For example, I had someone's higher self yesterday tell me that certain information was forbidden. I was asking where I was speaking to earlier in the session, an entity from another planet. It was a tall entity, very tall, skinny entity where the client described the head like a tulip bulb, and it had cat-like eyes that were dark and it didn't blink, 4 fingers. And when I was asking the higher self where that being came from, this was the information that was forbidden. And I asked why. And they said that our human minds cannot comprehend it yet. And so they cannot give us this information because it would deter us and it would hurt us along our process. It would be, like he was saying, destroying our innocence, blowing our minds in a way that is not good for us. There's the good kind of blowing your mind, and there's the other kind that dishevels us and doesn't do anything good for us on our path. And they know this. They are these most wonderful, loving parents. And so we are only given the information that we are allowed to handle at any given time. And this information that we are always given is exactly what he was saying. To be here to learn, to think about the things that we are learning, and then to make the choices about these things once we've thought about it and to do good things, to put those things into practice, to make good habits, because those habits are what are creating our character, and that is creating our destiny. That is what is the vibratory decision that says, are you going to walk with the holy people? Are you going to be able to walk that lane of high vibration where the holy walk? Because your vibration needs to be equal to that in order to walk on that lane. And so what do we do to raise our vibration? But we maintain good practices, good habits, good meditation habits, good habits of positive thinking, of finding the solutions when things go wrong, and not getting ourselves down into a negative thought pattern each and every day. Recognizing if we do get ourselves in a hole like that and pulling ourselves out of it, thinking of a different option. There's always another way to think about it. We just don't see it at the moment. And so to always make these decisions of the good, to make good decisions to do good things, and we will walk this path. I think that's it for me today, everyone. I love you all so much. I'm going to leave you with this song by Dea Dova, The Great Sky Lodge. Until next time, I love you all. Hey.